Nature's powerhouse. It's hard to believe that simple electrons can have such a huge effect on the future of northern BC. These charged particles, which the human eye cannot see, are stirring northern imaginations. Send enough of these electrons northward, and you end up giving the economy a positive charge.
W.A.C. Bennett built a province's economy and laid the grounds for the future on the basis of building infrastructure and low-cost access to power. The Northwest Power Line will be one of those key building blocks for the future again. What's really key, though, is that the coalition pulls everybody together in the North, whether you're community, First Nations, industry, a supplier, to say this is what we want. Because it won't happen these days like it happened in W.A.C. Bennett's time.
Our reliance on electricity made from dirty fossil fuel is also becoming a thing of the past. Green energy production is pegged as the means to meet future energy needs in BC. Electricity can be made by harnessing nature's organic energy flows. It's about reducing carbon emissions, and the Northwest Power Line is a link to those green energy projects.
There is an opportunity for wind power. We have a Teltan company that is looking at the opportunities which exist in our region. There's also a big geothermal component because we live in the shadow of Mount Idzaidza, which is itself a volcanic mountain. So the opportunity for geothermal produced electricity is there as well. And so there's also a third component in the region, which is a forest license that is held by a Teltan member. And so we're looking at the possibility of a waste wood power production project, and that would go in concert with the harvesting activities from the forest license.
The Northwest Transmission Line will connect northern BC to the rest of the province. Beginning at Terrace, it will go overland through Tsimshian, Niska, Gitxsan, and Tahltan territories. With a planned capacity of 287 kV, there is also talk of building this line for future expansion. First Nations, however, want to make sure the history of development does not repeat itself. And government and industry don't want to go there either.
Here's an opportunity for infrastructure in the Northwest and for wealth creation in the Northwest to be done in a totally different post-colonial environment, a way that hasn't been done anywhere else in this province. But that opportunity has to be seized, or else people will fall back into their same old patterns and say, well, we'll give you a couple contracts and you can do the slashing and that sort of stuff, and you'll get your piece. But if you really want to be part of this, you really want to build the future, you've got to seize it. And that means saying, okay, here it comes, how do I best handle it? Instead of saying, you know, I'm not ready. Because the opportunity is now, and First Nations are in a great position, probably in one of the best positions they've been in this province since contact.
The Northwest Transmission Line is a shared project between the provincial and federal governments. Ottawa kicked in $130 million from its green energy program to help build the line, and Victoria has set aside $230 million for construction.
So it wasn't that difficult convincing Canada and British Columbia to bring their financial support to the table. I think where we have to put in a bit more effort is to ensure that the right kind of project going forward is put into place.
The right kind of project may emerge as a result of activity in Alaska. The state says it has an abundance of green energy waiting to be developed. Holding it back is a way to transmit that energy to the lower states. So for Alaska, connecting to the Northwest Transmission Line means a complete change in their economics too.
The main value of it is it creates a market for our potential here in Southeast, where we have over 10,000 megawatts of potential hydro and 3,000 megawatts that are potentially can be developed economically. And actually, I see it as a development or a catalyst for the new economic sector in Southeast Alaska. Of course, we're losing jobs and losing population, and this could be the new sector that we can create by the AKBC providing a market for the hydropower in Southeast Alaska.
And if we can demonstrate that we have a large renewable resource that's accessible to our country, the United States, but also would be accessible to British Columbia, it's a win-win for everyone. All I have to do is get people to take a look at the cards on the table, and it's a royal flush.
And when you think of that kind of potential, and when you think of the overall economic activity that all that power would generate for all of us, it makes a lot of sense to be able to get interties to Alaska and the Yukon.
I think what the power line represents is the opportunity to grow business. And whether you are cleaning overalls, whether you are welding and manufacturing equipment, whether you're the company that's producing some of the best drilling equipment in the world, it's an opportunity to grow the businesses and for people in the North to grow the North.
The mining industry has long been a key element in shaping Canada's north, and the industry will definitely benefit from the power line extension, but so too will the rest of society.
It's hard, say, for a doctor who's seeing patients to think, part of what I'm doing here has to do with the benefits from the mining industry, but it's true. I mean, those income taxes that are generated because mines are in operation pay for healthcare. They build hospitals, they build schools, they build roads. So it all ties together. I mean, we have to get up in the morning and we have to do something constructive.
The project calls for building a new transmission line over a span of 335 kilometers. When energized, it will support 287 kV of electricity. The line may look like this one, built last year in the Yukon by Vallard Construction. Its activity the Mayor of Terrace can barely wait for.
We have the structure in place here in our community to accommodate companies as they come in. We are certainly open for business in our community, and other communities in the Northwest, I think, feel the same way. We're certainly anxious to see some of the activity, the economic development activity taking place in the Northwest.
Winston Churchill once said, "Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have." The power line extension is our assurance of a healthy future for us all.